We can all finally breathe a sigh of relief as we have official details of Halloween Horror Nights 2021. The dates and house announcements, some Dr. Seuss controversy, and Epic Universe is back on track. This is episode 446 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. It's showtime. What's up, guys? Sorry. Well, hey, welcome back, everybody. So glad you're here. We're glad to have you back, as always. And I hope I didn't give away any Easter eggs there. Some announcements coming up. I am your host today, Chris, and joining me, I have Lee.
That is the best intro we've had in a long time. Hello, everyone.
Tracy.
Hello, everyone.
And Michelle.
Howdy.
How's it going, everybody?
Good.
Excellent, yeah.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Plenty going on.
A lot
as
of news
usual.
going on today.
There is a lot of things going on today.
Yeah. Anyways, let's jump straight into it with Seth with some little things.
Hi, this is Seth Kabursky, co-author of the Unofficial Guides, and I am here with a spring-forward edition of all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. We're going to start out in City Walk, where the huge new Universal Studios store finally got some signage added to its exterior. Meanwhile, the old Universal Studios store in the middle of City Walk has gotten some new retro theming and merchandise. Check it out if you are a fan of extinct attractions like Jaws or Back to the Future. Also in City Walk, a golf-themed display has been temporarily set up outside of NBC Sports Grill and Brew. You can stop by and get a cocktail and enter to win a limited edition pair of drinking glasses. The display was there from March 11th through 14th.
That's what's gone now.
Heading into the theme parks, two-park early park admission has returned to both Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure on the 13th through 21st of March, and again from the 27th through the 31st. This is to help absorb some of the busy spring break crowds. At Universal Studios Florida, we have some big event news. Halloween Horror Nights 30 will run from the 3rd of September all the way through the 31st of October 2021, and it's officially confirmed that the Beetlejuice house will be part of the event. In addition, Mardi Gras 2021 has now been extended through April 11th. And if you're looking for some of the international cocktails available at Mardi Gras, a new temporary bar featuring some of the best drinks from all around the park has recently been set up outside the Race Through New York with Jimmy Fallon ride. In the New York area of Universal Studios Florida, Haagen-Dazs signs have been installed on the store that used to sell Ben & Jerry's next to Starbucks. No word yet on exactly when that store will reopen. We're heading now from Universal Studios Florida over to Islands of Adventure, and on busy days this month, you'll be able to do that crossover using the side entrance at Universal Studios Florida, which is being used as a direct passageway to Seuss Landing in Islands of Adventure during the peak spring break season. This entrance is only available on select days and during select hours, and you still cannot access Universal Studios Florida from the City Walk area where Blue Man Group used to be. Speaking of Seuss Landing, you may have heard that several classic Dr. Seuss books have been withdrawn from publication by the Seuss estate, including If I Ran the Zoo and McGilligot's Pool. However, all references to those books and others inside Seuss Landing at Islands of Adventure are still intact at this time, and Universal has said they have no plans to make any major changes to the land at this time. In the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, standby wait times for the Ollivander's Wand Shop experience are now listed inside the Universal Orlando official smartphone app.
Woo.
Wait times this week during spring break have been running from 90 minutes up to over 2 hours.
Wow.
And return times are no longer being made available for these attractions. The app was also recently updated to more clearly display when virtual line reservations are all gone for select attractions, such as Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. Testing of the Velocicoaster next door in Jurassic Park is ramping up into high gear. And the bypass bridge between Lost Continent and Jurassic Park has reopened on select days, giving guests their closest view yet of the entrance to this new attraction. If you're getting excited for the Velocicoaster, you can celebrate with a new themed freestyle tumbler for only $26.
Wow.
By the way, on the other side of Jurassic Park, the smoking section near Thunder Falls Terrace is still blocked off by construction walls, as is Ripsaw Falls, which is expected to be closed for its annual refurbishment through March 19th. And I'm very sad to report that the comics store in Marvel Superhero Island has removed virtually all of the comic books from its inventory and has replaced them with more toys and t-shirts. I got to check out Volcano Bay since it reopened after its first ever long refurbishment. The park is looking great and I had a good time. Crowds were light and virtual line was not needed for any of the attractions during my visit.
There you go,
But
Chris.
bear in mind, several sections of the park are not opening until 11 a.m., and breakfast is no longer available from any of the restaurants inside the park. Finally, we've got word that the Endless Summer Resort Surfside Inn and Suites will be reopening on May 4th and not April 1st, as originally hoped. Any guests who did have reservations for Surfside will be moved over to Dockside Inn and Suites. Okay, that's all for now. I'll be back in a couple more weeks. Until then, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @skuberski or at the UG Series, and you can pick up the 2021 edition of the Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando at theunofficialguides.com.
Thank you, Seth.
That was a lot of information.
Yes.
I was going to
just
say.
spoiled the entire episode, really.
Well, I know.
I'll be honest, I didn't know Surfside was closed.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Somehow that bypassed us.
When did it close?
I don't know. It's been closed for a while.
Okay.
Unless we've just forgotten.
Well, don't feel too bad. I thought Sapphire was open. I was trying to figure out what time Strongwater was opening. And they're like, sir, the hotel's not even open. I go, oh, okay, cool. Been out of it for a while. Sorry about that.
I'm only on a Universal-related podcast.
Literally what Alexa told me, yeah.
Chris was hiding his UUOP badge. No,
Yeah.
nothing to see here.
Yeah.
Let's just move along now. This is not the hotel you're looking for. We talked about it briefly before we started recording. The view of the Velocicoaster from that bypass bridge is amazing.
Oh, it really is.
It is absolutely stunning. I hope they keep it open for good because it comes so close to that bridge as well.
Yeah. It's a gorgeous looking coaster. Really
That little
is.
side gate that you can see the roller coaster of the video I posted is
Yes.
it's just so cool just to sit there and watch it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
It just adds so much dynamics to Jurassic Park now. Like you can see that coaster from everywhere. Chris, you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
How much effect does it have? Well, you and Michelle.
Oh, completely different. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just, again, we sat there probably for like 10 minutes just watching, empty carts going through. And the inside, like, all the theming that they have in there and all the, props and all that kind of stuff, it just completely transforms that area. Even when you're walking around, it just seems more lively. Because it was always dead back there,
It
right? You
was.
just had the little river adventure and, that's about it. Then you have a bunch of walking. With
a bunch of
restaurants and stuff.
a bunch of trees on
Yeah.
one side.
Yeah.
Timeshare
it was-
guys on the other.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and that
no, yeah, now
coaster's
it's,
so massive that it pretty much goes along the whole
it's huge.
walkway. It's huge.
The thing is, when you watch it from certain, it's again, it is huge, but if you look how much, you take a look from a certain section and it goes through one little section about half a dozen times, they've really used that space well
Yeah.
to make it longer than it could have been as well.
It literally blows us away when we were watching it there because, before this even got constructed, we always said, like, how are they going to put an entire roller coaster in this area of the park?
Yeah.
It's impossible. But I mean, they did it. And like you said, you'll definitely see some areas where it just has like almost the same track kind of going over so they can reuse that,
Yeah.
which is fine as an end rider. You're not going to really care, right? As long as it's a good ride.
I think it looks
But
awesome.
Oh, it really
These
is.
guys, I think they killed it. I can't wait to ride it.
Chris, when you were there, were they running cars back to back?
Back to back to back to back.
Wow.
Like it was just running smoothly.
So you could see like at what you could see points where they were crossing each other, like going separate directions and stuff.
So from where we were sitting or watching, I'm trying to think if we saw two. No, from our angle, there was no areas that you could see kind of two carts going across each other.
Okay.
But we were just seeing like one corner. I'm trying to think like visually where we would be sitting if I was looking at it. But I mean, we were seeing, I think, where the initial launch is coming out.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then a bunch of, kind of loops and things like that. And then it comes back to you and then goes like in an L formation to another launch ramp that goes to the other side of the roller coaster.
Okay.
So I don't know if they were doing that, but they were going, like I said, every, 20 seconds.
That's
like
awesome.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, because with all of those, like you said, how they have like the track squeezed into small spaces. Of course, when I was watching it, they were only running one car, at a time. But it was hard to tell. Are these two cars like on the same track going opposite directions, or was it the same? Like, is just one car? Are you only going to be able to see one car and never see another car? I don't know.
I think on those little, at least like the ones that are kind of just like a turn that it does, I think those are going to be individual because they're so close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks like, you ride one section of the roller coaster, then it takes you to the other section. But yeah, no, it was running. I am glad they're doing all this testing. We don't want Hagrid's 2.0 here. So.
I know. It's amazing how much testing they're doing.
Yeah.
It really is.
The thing is, they've got the time to do it, haven't they? Because they want to open it, but they'll be want to open it to bigger crowds, and it's so tough at the moment. But Michelle, I think you're kind of hinting at, are we going to see like Dueling Dragons kind of thing? And I don't think you will. I think you'll see something like Hagrid's where there's potentially 2 or 3 cars on at one time, but they'll be separated enough that you're not going to see them kind of interact at all, I think.
Yeah. Because like when you're on Hagrid's, I can't think of very many points where I see another car.
I don't think there's any points where you technically are seeing it unless you're actively looking around.
Yeah.
Right.
Like when you're on it, you don't see another one.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, that just adds to the theming when it feels like I'm the only car on the track. So I just was wondering if that's going to be the case here.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. Cool. Awesome.
Exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So everybody loves a little bit of controversy. Some good, some bad. This one.
I hate controversy.
Well, I think that's why
I'm
reality shows around. But tell us about this controversy.
Yeah, but I get to tell you about some anyway. So, as Seth mentioned, 6 Dr. Seuss books are having their publication and licensing halted. The books in question are And to Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street, If I Ran the Zoo, McElligot's Pool.
Yep, that's what it's called.
McElligott.
On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, and The Cat's Quizzer, 3 of which have a presence in Seuss Landing at Islands of Adventure. Spectrum News reached out to Universal Orlando and were told they are evaluating the situation, but as Seth told us, no changes are expected to be made.
Actually, I've heard that the Zeus, because of everything that's going on, that the Zeus family are going to be producing a new book, and it's called All the People You Can Offend.
Wow.
Look, I've been sitting on that for 10 minutes.
I was waiting to see where you were going with that.
Wow.
There's your new tattoo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I must admit, when I heard this, I was a bit worried because, there's no smoke without fire and all of that. But then reading into it and, get a bit more information, it just seems to me that the Zeus Foundation, the family, have looked through some of these books and found things that they think that may offend people at some point, so they're just preempting it and removing them, which is very responsible.
It's not someone's coming and gone, I find these offensive. They've actually looked at it and gone, maybe we don't want to associate ourselves with these things.
It's them preempting. I mean, let's face it, those in the know, which is most people, know that he actually was quite opinionated, shall we say.
Yeah. Super caring to his wife, but yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And there's a reason why Yertle the Turtle isn't in the parks. Yeah. So anyway, my view is just, I think they've just seen it as something, let's get ahead of this curve and
before someone else holds us over the coals.
If you see a problem like a potential problem like that, and you can stop somebody in the future being hurt or offended by it, then it is what it's your duty to be responsible and do that. So yeah, hats off to them.
Yeah, it was nice coming from them instead of a protest that caused it. Do I think that the changes need to be made to Seuss Landing? No, but that's just because I really love Seuss Landing, and there haven't been any complaints or issues.
Well, because there's
about
nothing,
Seuss Landing.
There's nothing there to offend anybody from the books. They're not stupid.
No.
Yeah. So I hope we don't I hope we don't see that now because it's been brought to somebody's attention.
I can't think of anything in the parks where somebody could point it out and go, "That's offensive."
Well, honestly, anybody who's not like a major Seuss connoisseur like you are, Tracy, probably would have never known.
No,
like I could read these books and never see.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm probably going to get raked over the coals for saying that, but like I don't know enough about the background and stuff to realize that any of this stuff was offensive. But now that it's been brought to my attention, I would be like, why are there references to Mulberry Street in this park? I'm going to get offended now. So I hope it doesn't like make a problem where there wasn't one before.
But
do you know what the actual issues were, Michelle?
I don't.
It was depictions.
I don't think we want to get into this too deeply.
I'm not going too
I know
deeply.
one of them. I know one of them was like it was mostly the drawings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or was it the words too?
It was depictions of Asians as stereotypes with the conical hats and being beneath white people, to be honest.
Okay.
And, so, yeah. And it was one of those things, because these aren't books that I read. I mean, obviously I read Zeus books, but these particular ones, I only own, I think, 2 or 3 of them. The kids weren't interested in these ones either, so they're not ones that I was very familiar with.
Right.
But yeah, having gone and had a quick flick through Mulberry Street, I was like, oh, well, yeah, I can see where the potential problems
the thing
lie.
is, though, if it's just the images, can they not just get different drawings and reissue them?
I think some of them were words too, and I haven't read everything on this.
I didn't read a flick through.
I'd be curious to know if there was any complaints to the family about this, or if this was a pure,
it could be
proactive, get ahead of this before anybody comes looking for us.
Thinking about it, the current climate as well, there's enough anti-Asian hate crimes and things going on, so...
Well, this is getting deep, isn't it? And you put this in for a bit of light, just let's have a bit of chat of this, because it's out there, and wow.
But I'm very against any form of racism or discrimination of any sort, so I support it.
Yeah, I have no issue with it, and I don't see why there's any issue at all to be had with the fact that that's what they're doing.
Well, here's the other thing. At the end of the day, it was the family that decided to do this.
Yes,
right.
Like Michelle said, nobody forced them to do this. It is their intellectual property, and they can do with it what they will.
Absolutely.
Right.
So if they want to do that, then have at it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
More power to them. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I think this is like you said, Lee. Either way, like it's their decision. They want to do that. They can, and they did, and they're doing it for what is looking to be a good reason. So let them go with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, let's start going downhill from here. So
I don't think so.
No, actually, some very good stuff here.
Yes.
So we have some Halloween Horror Nights announcements. Well, following what Seth told us in Little Things, Horror Nights looks set to return in full swing this year. So say it once, say it twice, say it 3 times. It's time to turn up the juice and see what shakes loose as the original film comes to life. More twisted and terrifying than ever. Beetlejuice will taunt, and send you screaming out of the haunted house. Returning for Halloween Horror Nights 30. Never go alone.
Love that tagline, by the way.
Yeah.
Never go alone. Yeah. Definitely gonna be on the shirt. Beetlejuice will torment you as you wander checkerboard hallways and abandon you to your fate in the Lost Souls room. He'll menace you through the model graveyard and join in the fun at Dante's Inferno. Be a part of the infamous diner party scene and witness Beetlejuice's chaotic wedding. It's showtime. As well as this house's announcement, we also got this year's dates. Halloween Horror Nights 30 will take place over 42 glorious nights.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Did either of you get
Gutted.
to do Beetlejuice last year?
I did not.
No.
Nope.
I wanted to, but we literally couldn't.
I didn't want to.
Announcement.
You didn't
I
want
didn't
to.
want to. I was too bitter. Like I had the opportunity. I could have gone down there when they announced that the houses were open, and I decided to cancel my reservation and not go at all because I was bitter.
I am gutted.
See, the question is, you say you're gutted. We haven't made a decision on our
I
October
know,
trip
but it's
this year
unlikely.
yet, right? Plans are in the works for potentially putting it off to next year. But when I came home after this announcement, I was like, "Have you seen what's been announced today?" And she went, "No talking now."
I've wanted this for years.
Yeah.
Huge
I'm
Beetlejuice
excited
fan.
that I only saw the first 30 seconds of the house on YouTube, so
Wow.
I did not ruin it yet.
It'd be interesting
I
to
did not
see.
look at it.
It'd be interesting to
It
see
looks
if they
amazing.
put it in the same soundstage that it was in last year, because it was in the Graveyard Games, not soundstage, whatever. I'm sure it was in the same space as Graveyard Games was from 29. It was either that or Monsters. It was one of those two.
Oh, the back lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, why would they move it though? That'd be a
The
lot of
question-
money to move it.
Is it still set up then, is the question.
I
would
think so.
I would assume so.
I mean, especially with budgets, yeah.
Mm.
I would
I
go
bet
as
it
far
is.
as to guess that like 80% of those houses are still what they were.
I think so too.
Yeah, it is going to be very interesting to see how Horror Nights shakes out this year. Obviously, with that speculation map and knowing that HH Nightmares are pretty much on the money every year, to see whether it is exactly the same. But we know it's not going to be exactly the same because apparently the Billie Eilish house will not be there this year because people have
Shit.
seen props being sold elsewhere.
Oh.
So apparently that's
Billie
definitely
Eilish.
not going to be there. I don't want to get too much into it because there's something coming soon. But everyone's saying that this is the first announcements for Horror Nights this year. But I seem to remember watching Halloween Horror Nights behind the scenes YouTube video that Universal put out at the back end of last year, taking us on a lovely walkthrough of a house called Puppet Theatre,
Ah.
Captive
Oh,
Audience.
yeah.
And they said that will be part of Halloween Horror Nights 2021. So it's
Yes.
interesting that they've gone with Beetlejuice as the first official announcement, yet we've already kind of been told that Puppet Theatre will be part of this year. Because that house looks amazing, by the way.
I guess it's because Beetlejuice is like the title,
Yeah, the headliner.
the headliner. So,
Can we call him an icon, please?
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Just, I want an icon.
Yeah, but not
Yeah.
no, Chris. It's the 30th. You're going to get plenty of icons. You don't need Beetlejuice. You're going to get an
Take that
entire
back.
house of icons this year.
Thank you, Tracy. I think with how everybody is, like they could literally spit out any house and we'd
Yeah.
all be like, yes,
Probably.
bring it on. I'm going to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Walking Dead. I'm there.
No, I don't know about that kind.
Ooh.
I mean,
You know
that's
what? I'll even
stretching
do
it.
that one.
Yeah.
No, no.
I know.
don't
Part
know
of me
those
is still
Oh, God, no.
part of me is still a little apprehensive to get too excited because
know.
I was so excited last year. As you know, Leah, I kept trying to be so positive, even though you were like, nope, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I kept arguing with you and then it didn't happen and it just
Oh.
crushed me. So I'm trying to get excited, but a part
Yeah.
of me is like,
But
I'm the same.
the difference is we now have vaccine
Yeah,
programs
we're in a very different.
rolling out.
We're in a very different
Yeah.
space
So-
now compared
I
to this
know.
time last year.
We just still have lots of idiots around
Yeah.
who need to.
something I
Sort
am
themselves
looking
out.
forward to though is social distancing at Halloween Horror Nights.
I don't think. See, that's going to come. That's going to come with its. You say that it's good because I don't want people on the back of me, but that's going to come with its own issues because you social distance through those houses and those lines are going to go through the roof. Even with
Yeah, but who knows if
Express,
they're going to be at full capacity?
even look
Well,
at the
they
parks.
won't
the
be
parks,
able to be at full capacity. Even the parks during the day aren't. So
exactly, and the lines are still massively long. And you're talking about an event that people didn't get to go to last year and are going to be craving it even more.
Well, there is one way around that. RIP tour.
We did talk about that last year a little bit of doing.
Every night.
I think the rumor was.
It's not my money. I don't care,
Did you
Lee.
get a stimulus check too?
No, the rumor last year was that's if it went ahead, that's how it was going to be. Everything was going to be like a non-private RIP tour. That's how they were going to do it. It was one of the things they banded around at potentially looking at of trying to do Horror Nights last year, of it not being like a general admission thing and everyone getting put into groups and being walked through each house in turn.
Well,
whether that was true or not, but I don't know.
Well, do you know what? I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I don't know, but I'd love to be able to
Or
do
they
that.
could just issue dated tickets with reservations, like house reservations, kind of like a fast pass where you're given an hour window.
Oh,
I mean, that
this would
doesn't
be crap,
sound
isn't
like
it?
the best idea,
No.
but I would do it. I don't care. Tell me when to go in a house. As long as I get to go in the house and I don't have to wait 3 hours.
Oh, the other thing is, it's literally you walk through that gate and it's a conga line and you just follow the conga line all the
we
way
did say
through.
that, and that wouldn't surprise
that
me.
sounds
Yeah.
miserable.
And
I
as you
don't know
point
why.
certain
Not really.
hang on, and as you get to certain checkpoints, you're given a drink and you're given a crepe, and
What?
so there's no actually stopping
Yeah, you're not
to
stopping
eat.
for food. You're just
You
giving
just
it
it's
as
just
the way
putting your
along.
hands. You like in a marathon. So you just do a big conga line all the way around, so you can't even miss
Good.
the house you don't want to do, and then out.
How do you
Lord.
see Marathon of Mayhem?
It's
Just
not
conga line?
there. Not there.
Yeah, you just it's constantly going just as you walk past it. And you do a full loop of the lagoon.
Yeah, but you'll only get to see the backside of it. The backside of
Backside
Marathon
of
of
water.
Mayhem. Yeah. Well, speaking of Halloween Horror Nights, as you know, it didn't go ahead last year as we wanted, but the Dead Man's Digest, obviously Darren's left, so the Dead Man's Digest is no more. The Dead Man's Digest hasn't been a thing for quite a while. And Darren was uncomfortable going last year, so we
Which,
did
fair
actually
enough.
put a team together to cover the event last year. And it didn't go ahead because obviously the event didn't go ahead. So coming around to this year, we had our first announcement. It's like, right, it's time to pull the trigger again. So the team that I put together that's going to be the next evolution of the Dead Man's Digest, I think the first one's getting recorded tomorrow as we are recording. And that standalone podcast will be The Rush of Fear. Michelle, would you like to tell everyone a little bit about it? Don't tell who your team is. I want it to be a bit of surprise. But Michelle is the main host. Let's put it that way.
I am. So I was asked to take over the new, the Rush of Fear podcast last year before I was a part of the official UUOP team. So time has played out the way that it has, and I'm happy to be where I am with you guys now, but I'm also happy to be able to still do Rush of Fear. So just kind of continuing on the legacy that Darren, set really high standards for. We're just going to be covering everything HHN, which is my absolute favorite event of the entire year. Love it. I'm obsessed with it. Wish I could move to Florida and be there every day that it's available. So yeah, we're excited, and I'm not going to tell, like Lee said, I'm not going to tell who my co-hosts are, but we're all excited to get started tomorrow.
They are people you know if you've been listening
Yeah.
to the podcast. They are people we know.
Not the actual people.
Wow.
If you want to keep up, there is a separate Facebook page. Obviously, we'll just be in the normal feed like the Dead Man's Digest was, but it has its own Facebook page, which is facebook.com/rushofear, and the artwork is amazing. I will give Corey Hall a shout out for it because the
so
artwork he
good.
created for it is stunning.
It is. I'm
Yeah.
so
Excited.
excited. Any chance I have to talk about Halloween Horror Nights, I will gladly take.
Yes,
So
I am
Pretty
excited.
sure you can just Google search Rush of Fear and Halloween Horror Nights, and the podcast will be the first thing that comes up.
Yeah. Do you know what? I might actually listen to this one.
Yeah, it's I don't often get to listen to my own show.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the standalone stuff with the Dead Man's Digest and now Rush of Fear moving on. I get to be a listener again, and it's awesome. I cannot wait.
yeah. Well, take it easy on us. We're newbies at doing this on our own, and it'll get better with time, just like nice wine does. But hopefully, it'll be awesome. And like I said, anytime you talk about HHN, it's awesome. So can't go wrong.
Cool.
Exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. Looking forward to that. So let's move along, Tracy. give us some of those precious Producers Club birthdays?
Yes, it's cake time again.
I've had enough cake this weekend.
Never enough
Yeah, I had a lot of
cake.
cake, but yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day here, the weekend. I've been
Nice.
I've been well fed.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah. Yes, so we have 5 birthdays on this show, and we will get straight in. And on the 18th of March, we have the lovely Brian Fuchs' birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
I was wondering how you were going to pronounce that last name.
It was nearly just Brian.
It's the
'Cause I was a
German
little
for
worried.
Fox, he told me.
Yes.
He's a very new member to the Producers Club, is Brian.
He's nice. I'm pretty sure I've had some interaction with him before. So, and then we have birthday twins on the 20th of March. We have the lovely Andy DeMatalara's birthday. Happy birthday, Andy!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Andy!
And the equally Todd, the equally
He is
Todd.
the equally
He
Todd.
is, yes.
Equally
The
Todd.
equally lovely Todd Garrett's birthday, same day. Happy birthday,
Happy
Todd!
birthday!
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday!
And then we have the only girl in the group. 24th of March, it is Stephanie Brown's birthday. Have a lovely day,
Happy
Stephanie.
birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
She's a very new member as well.
Yes, she is.
Oh, welcome
And
aboard.
lovely. And then finally on the 27th of March, we have, I can only say lovely. I need to come up with some new words.
You do.
We have the lovely Kenny DeTwiler's birthday. Happy birthday, Kenny.
Happy birthday!
Feliz
Happy
cumpleaños.
birthday.
There we go. I was waiting for it.
Happy birthday, everybody. Have a lot of fun. I hope you all get spoiled.
Yeah. Don't send Tracy cake because she already had enough.
I might pop.
I think it might.
All right. We will be right back.
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Taken a ride through New York with Jimmy Fallon? Visited the Truffalo trees in Seuss Landing or hung out with a real-life Transformer? No? Then what are you waiting for? At Universal Orlando Resort, there truly is an option for everyone. Or if you're leaning a little more towards pixie dust rather than wands and potions, Disney destinations around the globe await your arrival. No matter the adventure, our sponsors have you covered. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse and Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs, earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts Vacations. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rated customer service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a no-obligation quote request, or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you want to go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless, some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back. Glad you stuck around. So we have a new Rate My Crêpe in. I still love saying that. I'm not going to lie. It's such a great thing.
Look, I'm going to call her out here. I'm going to call her out. Alexa's obviously recorded one because she sent me the outtake for it yesterday. I could not play that on the show because she did not call it Rate My Crêpe, but it's not something
Can
you
I
do to
please?
crepes.
I've got to hear it.
Let me see let me see if it'll play.
That's a different show.
Ooh, this was probably
Please be
for the
careful,
Producers
Ephra.
Club already.
Right, I'm going to play it anyway.
Hey UUOP, Alexa here at Universal Studios with my
Rate what?
Yes, I don't
I'll
think
give you.
I don't
I'll
think
give
that's
you a
what
little
it is.
fun fact. She tried recording a few more times after, and she's gonna do it now at home. She was trying to do it in the park right next to the stand, but see, like the future when she sends in, she accents the word "rate" really hard. She just goes "rate" to make sure that she's saying "rate my crate."
Oh wow!
I love it. I think the My Crêpe is awesome.
Yes, no.
That is
Oh,
so
that's
funny.
awesome.
Anyway,
So yeah, we have a clip. Go run it.
Hello, UUOP. This is Jillian Dunn, and I'm here with my husband, Steven. We're sitting here in front of the media center, about to enjoy 2 tasty crepes. And we're recording our first taste for the Rate Your Crêpe or Crêpe Debate or whatever it's called. We have a smoked brisket crepe.
Oh, Gillian.
And then one of the Mardi Gras exclusive crepes. It's the poached pear creme brulee. Anything with creme brulee is just speaking my language. We're trying to figure out how to get it out of the cone right now. Oh, okay. So Steven just went ahead and did it without me. All right. So he's eating the crepe, the creme brulee. He says yummy. Oh, hell yeah. The smoked brisket is very, very good. A little bit spicy. I'm going to take one more bite and then we can trade. So, we had to wait a little while. We had to stay in line for longer than the process it took to actually get the crepe. Just to be able to order. But from the time that we actually ordered to the time we got our crepes, less than 10 minutes. Wasn't bad. All right, I'm about to try the creme brulee crepe. And Steven just tried the brisket. What did you think? I think I prefer the brisket. Just for the dimension of flavor.
The creme brulee first and then the brisket.
I'm kind of like thinking I might change my mind too a little bit. Because the smoked brisket was better at first, but then worse as I went down. And the creme brulee was the opposite. I think I'll stick with my original ranking. Brisket and then creme brulee. And I don't care if Lee says I'm not allowed to include the creme brulee because it's a seasonal offering. I do what I want and I'm a rebel. So suck it, Lee.
Oh, she's been hanging around Tracy for a while.
It's fine. Gillian and I have had words already. I am not counting the creme brulee one because it is a seasonal one. So we're only talking the brisket one.
So you had words earlier. That explains the crying last night.
No.
Man, that creme brulee is so hard to eat. I know what she's talking about. It's like when you bite into it, it's like opening a fire hose of cream in your mouth.
Okie dokie.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's bad.
I guess that's what happens when you eat creeps.
I'm going to call them creeps from now on.
Gillian really didn't listen to the rules. So because of that, she didn't actually rate them, right? So we reached out to her and asked her and Steven for their ratings. But as we aren't rating seasonal creeps, only the brisket counts. Only the brisket one counts. And Gillian said it was a 3 out of 5, and Steven rated it a 4 out of 5. So, to clarify, we're not asking you to rank them, but to simply rate each one out of 5 and record yourself rating them and send them to podcast@uuopodcast.com.
You see, the reason we're doing it this way is so it means everyone can be involved. Because if you happen to just go down for a weekend and only try one and think, well, I can't really get involved because I've only had one.
Mm. Right.
That way you still can, because you can eat it and go, I didn't think it was that good. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. So you can still be involved.
This makes a lot more sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
The problem with doing the Voodoo Donut one, there was that many, and for everyone to have tried enough for us to get a fair cross-section of it. Whereas this way, it just means you can go and have one and still be part of it, because you get to you're rating each one out of 5 rather than ranking them all 1 to 5 or 1 to 6 or whatever. So Gillian, I don't care what you say. Do what you want. Just do it somewhere else.
Yeah. That word rate is really confusing people. It's rate. R-A-T-E, not rank, not...
See, you're making it... I'm going to have to leave that whole bit in.
Any crepe.
Your creep, okay?
Yeah, don't your creep.
I was actually going to cut Alexa's clip out, and you're all making it so difficult for me now to somehow edit around this.
I'll just use a lot of bleeps.
No, it's great. We don't want to the creeps or the crepes or rank them either. It's
I think
rate.
The creeps is definitely something we don't want to do.
Again, that's another Producers Club exclusive. So.
Oh my God, I've got some editing to do.
No, you don't. This is the best episode ever.
If anyone is offended by the conversation we are just having, please send your emails to michelle@mouseandmuggletravelcompany.com. Chris, please move us on.
Let's go. All right. Tracy, give us some epic news.
I do have some epic news. So yes, Epic Universe. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, the news of Universal's latest adventure, Epic Venture. That's another one. Oh, that hasn't been released yet. Spoiler. Epic Universe has gone from bad to worse, as announcements were that it would be delayed and then delayed indefinitely. So, good news. Work is resuming on Epic Universe.
Whoop whoop!
Woohoo! Yay! Yes, that's enough rejoicing. So So the work paused July 2020 as the company adjusted its plans in the midst of a pandemic, much like, the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And so the plan is the restart will begin immediately, but it's expected to take several months before reaching full speed, which is fair enough because there's still social distancing and other protocols that they've got to conform to. So, And now restarting Epic Universe will result in hundreds of jobs within Universal and thousands of jobs across Central Florida. That is really good news for the economy.
Definitely.
Yes.
Now, these positions include highly skilled professional positions, all levels of construction jobs and beyond. The resumption of the Epic Universe project couldn't come at a better time, said Orange County Mayor Jerry L. Demings? The mayor, anyway. Our community has so many talented workers who will benefit from this massive project. I am confident it will deliver a huge economic boost to Orange County. I agree. And as we already know, Epic Universe will feature a new theme park, an entertainment centre, hotels, shops, restaurants and more, and will be located on the 750-acre site that nearly doubles Universal's total available acreage in Central Florida.
Jeez.
So, Chairman and CEO of Universal Parks and Resorts, Tom Williams, said at the time that the project was announced, "Our vision for Epic Universe is historic. It will build on everything we have done and become the most immersive and innovative theme park we have ever created."
See, I was talking to Lucy, who I sit next to at work, about this, and I'm like, it's going to be unlike any other theme park we've seen. And she said, well, in what way? How is it going? And I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know. It's to try to get your head around how a theme park can be different from the usual theme park is difficult.
Yeah.
I'm going to name drop here.
The fact it's being built from the ground up is going to ease that.
Exactly.
I'm going to name drop here. When Tracy and I were out for the weekend, we bumped into Mike Aiello, who was one of the head-ups on this project, as far as I'm aware, and he said to us that if they pull off everything they want to do with this theme park, it is going to be unlike anything we've seen before theme park-wise. Wow. What that means, I have no clue, but...
But coming from him, that's big.
Yes.
So suck it, Disney.
Yeah, I think I've said before, I think Universal are going to come out of this pandemic in a much stronger position than Disney are.
They've done everything right.
In much stronger position.
Yeah.
Not just from a theme park standpoint, but from a customer and guest satisfaction point.
Agreed. From
stealing some of that market share back from Disney, because Michelle, you know firsthand how people are getting off with Disney now.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy the amount of people who were thinking to go to Disney, and after hearing all of the changes and the lack of perks for staying on property, they're like, no, it's just not worth it right now. We're either going to go to Disney and stay off site and save a bunch of money, or we're going to just go to Universal.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense, because this is the time that you offer the perks to encourage those people who are on the fence about, don't want to travel or don't I in this current climate. Offer them all the perks, get the people on site, and then they'll spend the money. Don't alienate them, because they won't come back, and word of mouth and social media hurts big time nowadays.
Right now, you're really building an audience who are going to stick with you, and Disney aren't doing themselves any favors.
True colours are showing.
Nope. Disney's pretty famous for ticking everybody off, and then they make some big announcement at some random time that makes everybody happy again. So I'm sure they're working on something. There's got to be a reason why they're making all these weird changes, and it'll probably make sense at some point. But in the meantime, they've just everybody off because they never announce what's coming before they start taking away the stuff, so that we know what the end game is. No, that's not how they do it.
And people need transparency at the moment, because everything's up in the air.
People have long memories as well.
They do. And it seems to be for every mention of theme parks that I see in my feed, and obviously there's a lot in any of my feeds, at least 80% of them are complaints about Disney.
Yeah.
I don't know what feed you're in. I think it's you look at what they're opening. You got Disney just announced, we're opening Ratatouille.
I know.
It does look cool.
It doesn't. It's just all right, Spider-Man's cool, but it's a technology that we've seen 20 odd years ago.
I know.
And then Universal are opening a phenomenal looking coaster.
Yes. Oh, I'm so excited.
One of the kind. It's nowhere else in the world. Ratatouille's already in Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
It's nothing new.
Well,
I know.
Just to play devil's advocate, Tron.
Yeah, but that's paused at the moment. They're not. I'm talking about what they're
It
literally
was?
going to be opening this year.
Ah.
Disney have announced that Ratatouille is
For
going
the
to be opening
50th
in August.
anniversary, too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, and
does look
Tron
awesome.
is elsewhere already as
True.
well, so that's not even innovative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really want to ride it.
I know, me too.
Yeah, me too.
Look, I've got friends who were out in that went to. Where's it at? Disney Shanghai, is it? And I remember
Yeah, I think so.
I remember messaging said friend, just talking to him, and it's like, "What are you up to?" He's like, "Oh, we're just in line for Tron." I was like, "Oh, I hate you." And he sent me a picture of the pair of them in line. I was like, "I hate you even more now." I don't, Andy and Catherine. You know I don't.
At the very least, they gave us Hagrid's, which is similar. So I'm like, all right, I don't have
Yeah.
to go to Shanghai now.
Having ridden an actual
I don't know, I still wanna go
motorbike
to
coaster,
Shanghai.
it's very different, though.
Extremely.
Yeah. But yeah, Epic.
It's exciting.
It is exciting because it gives us the next. What we talked about, the rumors around now are 2025 for the opening
Yeah,
Epic
that's what I
Universe,
heard.
which is way off. It's far too long, but obviously, doing the podcast.
2025?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like 1.5 pandemics.
Yeah, it feels like a lot longer than 5 years then.
So we're either gonna have to go 2 years between weekenders, or we're gonna have 2 back-to-back year.
Oh, can you imagine doing a
Weekenders.
weekender at Epic Universe the first year it opens? It would be amazing.
Oh, we're doing that.
Well,
for
that was
sure.
the plan. It should have been, because we would have been
I know.
doing one this year. So it would have been 21 and then 23 when it's supposed to
2023,
open.
yeah.
And now obviously it's all cocked up.
We'll
That
have
would
to have
be
a 0.5.
epic.
It would be-
Hey,
I
like
mean, there's
that
your
one.
title, isn't it? The Epic Weekend. I mean, it's just easy.
Yeah.
Ooh, it writes
Yeah.
itself.
Cool.
All right. So getting close to the end, but let's go over to Chris for a quick Mardi Gras review. Chris?
I love how he passes it over to himself.
Oh, thanks. It was really good. That's all. All right. Thanks, Chris.
That was a quick review.
Yeah. Mardi Gras. It was very tasty.
It looked
There was a lot of
It
food.
did, yes.
No, I mean, Michelle, you were there recently, so
I was.
you probably have a lot of the similar kind of.
I don't know. I saw that you were in line and got the, was it Puerto Rico? The pernil?
Yeah.
I see. I couldn't do it because the line was like insane. So I skipped that one.
So I don't know if we got lucky because it was the weekend before the storm of all weekends. It was just dead over there. It wasn't that busy. So
Wow.
Okay.
most of the lines, if not 80% of them, was probably a 5-minute wait or less
Wow.
to get your food. Yeah, some of them were just
Wow.
literally walk up and grab it, and that's it. It was great. The lanyard. I mean, I think this year, having done it 3 years now, I think this year just kills it with the value you get out of a lanyard over there.
Yeah.
You have so much more selection in food.
Yeah.
Like we were discussing this when we were there. Where was it last year? We still get the pass holder lanyard, so it comes with the 15 items. But we ran out of food to eat in variety, right? So we were kind of having I had
Doubling down on stuff.
4 po' boy sandwiches,
Yeah.
right? But this year, I mean, we literally had a different item for each and everything except
Wow.
Awesome.
the andouille twisted tater, which was so good. I had to
It
get it.
looked,
Oh, it looked
amazing.
amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, that thing is phenomenal. It
Dang,
is.
I didn't have that.
It's in it. It was literally the underdog, I think, because we just walked in there and we were starving. We hadn't eaten yet. I was like, oh, an andouille twisted tater. I'm like, I'm not a huge twisted tater fans. We've talked about this before. Got to double fry them and all that. But I'm like, let's try it. And then they're like, do you want cheese on it? I'm like, hell yeah, I want cheese. So, and that was $2 extra, but definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they put an andouille sausage on a stick, put a twisted tater around that,
Whoa.
queso, Cajun seasoning, and it's
Ooh,
amazing. It was
Wow.
so good. Yeah.
Dang.
No, for the most part, I think Universal did a really good job with all the foods. There were some that lacked a little bit. Some were, either an acquired taste or just not there, I think. But majority were really good. We really enjoyed our stuff. The drinks, we didn't have too many of the themed drinks there because we really wanted to use our badge for the food.
Yeah.
But we did have, I think, 2 or 3 of the drinks, if I'm not mistaken. And they were nice. They were much better than your typical Halloween Horror Nights sugar drinks. These actually had liquor in them, so that's nice.
I always thought
plus?
people were joking about those things, but still remember that first night we went in 2019 when we were with Holly and Rich and Andy bought us a drink, and we ended up going into Monsters, but the line was that quiet. We had to chug them before we went in, and I had half of mine left, and I have no tolerance for alcohol whatsoever. So I chugged like 3/4 of this drink, and it's like, was there any alcohol in that?
Nope,
like, not a buzz at all. And I'm like, that was a $15 drink.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. You got a sugar high instead of drunk. Yeah.
No, they actually did. I don't know if you had any when you were there, Michelle, but they actually did like real drinks. So, they made like rum punches, they made, margaritas, that kind of stuff. But they actually, like, they were still pre-batched, the main drinks.
Mm-hmm.
But again, these were like actually pre-batched. You can taste some booze in there. It was well balanced. It didn't just taste like sugar in a cup.
Yep.
So
I agree.
props off to them for actually doing that.
And wasn't it awesome how they had the booths spread throughout the park this time?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was so good. Like, it was weird not seeing Mardi Gras in that little area there, but it was so much better to kind of just spread the people around and kind of, go on the map and see like, oh, we want to go over here to Canada. Okay, you got to go over here. All right. Well,
it was nice.
It's really nice. So food and drinks killed it. Floats were cool. I will say, the vibe and the tone is drastically different from previous years for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You have people on floats that are just throwing the beads, but it's not the same as, being in a parade and some of them were kind of sad looking because like you'll have like a parade float in like a corner somewhere and nobody goes to them. It's just one person dancing, trying to throw a bead, but nobody's there.
Yeah, that's true.
It hurts. It hurt my soul because, I love Mardi Gras at Universal and I love just the whole experience and vibe. So yeah, obviously they had to change it up this year going forward. We should hopefully get back our regular one, but I hope they do that together with this food thing. Cause if they do,
agreed.
I mean, you're looking at just an insane event in such a positive way. Aside from that, I mean, I think they did a great job for, circumstances that we're in right now. And I hope they take notes from this and use that for next year.
I will have a word with Blake. They need to come up with a Lagoon show. We need the Mardi Gras Mayhem.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh,
Lee's at the ball tonight.
I like this. Yeah. We didn't also stay for any of the Lagoon shows because I think they reach capacity.
Oh, I'm sure.
But like an hour before each time, we're like, I like it, but I'm not going to wait an hour for this.
Nah.
Yeah.
After you've seen it already, if you've never seen it, do it. But yeah.
Cool. It sounds like you've done a really good job this year. From the two of you have been really positive about it, and obviously it's not the same. And after last year, getting to ride on the parade float and all that was a very different experience. That you're still being very positive over this year's event.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was great.
I think, like I said, keep it up and use that going forward. So yeah.
Cool.
All right. So we are going to be wrapping up, but I just want to remind everybody that on April 5th at 5 p.m. Eastern, we are doing a live video on our Facebook page, a live recording, right?
Yep.
Recording video. You could see us all mess up live.
Oh,
yes.
We're going to pull the curtains back just like they did in The Wizard of Oz, and you'll see us, doing our stuff. So join us.
Does this mean I can't actually hit Lee during recording this time?
No, I'm excited.
You can't.
You have to now.
We did a quick test out last week, the three of us, and it works really well. And, this is our 10th anniversary show, and Michelle came up with the idea of doing like a Zoom video of recording it live. So we've pushed it back, recording, so it's late. So you guys, it is Easter Monday, so everyone should be off work.
Bring your Easter eggs.
I'm looking forward to it. Things are going along. I am planning. It's kind of.
I'm planning my outfit now.
Self-serving a little bit as far as 10 years of the podcast, but also 10 years of universe. I'm not going to get into it too much. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I hope so. Yeah.
Cool. No beep button. So we're gonna have to be on our.
There's only me
best
that
behavior.
swears, so I'll have to be on my best behavior.
Are we drinking?
No, I'm at work the next day.
Oh, I'm at school the next day.
So am I, but maybe I'll be drinking.
I'm going to drink.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
5 o'clock.
10-year anniversary. We have to toast
I think we should have a
something, don't
toast.
we?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I could send out the recipe for some Weekender punch.
Look,
I
I've
do
got to
need
be
to
on the ball. I'm hosting that thing. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I do need to actually attend school the next morning.
Everybody can make it at home and join us.
Yeah.
I go for it. I'm up
Actually,
for
I
that.
think that's
that
a really
would be
good
fun,
idea. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so Chris is going to share his recipe, and we're all going to be
Hammered.
tipsy live
Tipsy,
recording
I don't
our
think it'll be
anniversary
tipsy.
episode.
Oh, anybody's
Tipsy's a good word to use there. Yeah.
Might want to have the kids out of the room for this episode. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. And apologize to your significant other in advance.
Anybody's been in certain Zoom calls with me.
Yes.
Um,
I was in the producers club and saw certain
Well, no,
Facebook Lives.
there's a certain group of people who know who they are, and they've seen me get rather tipsy. We'll go with
Oh,
tipsy.
Oh, no.
And they know what I get like, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So she won't be drinking that night because I'd like everyone to be on the ball, please. It is our 10-year anniversary.
Anybody wants to donate a bottle of JD, it'll be a fun night.
Oh, God. Maybe you should just pour her some juice and let her pretend
think
she's
that sounds like a
drinking.
good idea.
Stop being a spoil sport.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Look, that's going to be a lot of fun. So join us.
Yes.
April
please do.
5th, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome.
And we are going to end the show with another user-submitted Universal Is. Now,
Users?
this
Are they
one's gonna-
users now, are they?
Did I say user?
You did say
You did.
users. Sorry, listeners. Apparently you use us now.
Thank you for listening to us, you users.
Oh, you users.
So another listener-submitted Universal Is.
Oh, wow.
And this one comes from Barry Walsh. Now, all you have to do if you want to be involved is drop us an email to podcast@uuopodcast.com or send via Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter what you think Universal is in 3 words or less. And Barry says, Universal is my happy place. See you next time.
Guess that wraps things up for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. You guys did all right. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Listen and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or anywhere podcasts are found. You can find our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your spews, which Lou gets your poo recordings, questions, or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, and our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company. So, until next time, don't give up your day job. Say cheese. See you later.